Hey everybody, welcome to the Market Minute. We are going to be talking about high seas today for all the cards actually, because the high seas is very interesting. Obviously, we're a couple weeks out from release. We got nationals going on all weekend, and I've been watching them. So there's a lot to talk about there. But before we jump into them, I do want to mention you can see the sub goal down there. Currently, at time of recording, we're at 1987 out of 2000. Once we get to that 2000, I am running a sub giveaway. Be giving away a World's Deck box and 3 promos that I've picked up in my travels going to fab events from Barcelona, LA, and London just this year. So please hit that sub button, hit the bell. It all helps out, and I appreciate it. And we'll be doing that massive giveaway, worldwide shipping, once we hit 2,000 subs. All right, let's jump into the cards now. First one up here, Old Knocker. So last episode, we looked at the unicycle, the cold foil. We're looking at the Old Knocker cold foil here. This one being an instant and a tap ability, most heroes really don't care about the tap. I think I've heard rumblings of Acilio really liking this card, especially that instant gain a resource. It can be super powerful, and it blocks for 1. I don't think it's going to be blocking for 1 very often, but right now, currently sitting at $46. The high-low, $24 is the low, $51 is the high. There's 4 cold foils on TCG Player. So basically same story as the unicycle. I mentioned it last week that these are pretty hard to pull now, right? We went from cold foil commons being 1 per box and just stacking them up as you open your boxes in pretty low value depending on playability. Now, these are pretty hard to find. So keep an eye on this. I overall like the reduction in, the pulls on these. I think it's interesting, and we'll see how it shakes out. But Old Knocker, $46 right now. Only 4 on TCG Player. All right, next card is Jolly Bludgeer. This is a Pirate Mechanologist card. Currently, non-foil sitting at $21. This one jumped in the last week. Rainbow foil sitting at $18.71, so a little bit inverse there. Inventory currently, at time of recording, 5 of each. So again, pretty low inventory. This is one of the cards that was maybe stealth short printed or just clumping went the wrong way on this card. It's one of these. We look at the high low, just under $9 for the low. High sitting at $22. So we're right at that high mark. On our tier list, we talked about this a little bit. A bit of a tech piece here, right? Because you're stealing items if this hits. Does have overpower. It is only a 5 attack, 2 cost. Puffin really not seeing much play at the moment. Okay, what's going on here? That low inventory is definitely going to be pushing this card around. If the card is not overall playable, we'll just start seeing that inventory stack up, and maybe that price comes down, even though it might be clumped or like short printed. Just an interesting one. I think at $21, this one is a little bit of a hold off. I don't think this makes it into Puff Index right now anyways. All right, give no quarter. So currently sitting at $24.44 for the non-foil. There is no rainbow foil for this card because we do have that EA sitting at $199.99 right now. 65 non-foils on TCG Player. 3-month high-low, a little weird on this one. The low is 30 cents. Maybe someone fat-fingered and was typing in 30 and hit 30 cents. Either way, I did check it. It was a one-off card buy. So someone got a super good deal if that was shipped out. High sitting at $51. That pre-order price of $51. We're falling down from that, and even a week and a half ago, this was like $40, right? Gravy hype was pretty high. US Nats was pushing it. We had that lingering effect. So this one's coming down. Inventory at 65. I think that's a pretty decent inventory. Again, hero locked to Gravy Bones. It is a Pirate Necromancer card, so that is important to note. So 65 is a decent amount of inventory on this guy. I would expect this card to maybe come down even a little bit more from this point, but keep an eye on it in the future and see how that goes. All right, Gold Kiss Rum. So this one's kind of interesting. This one coming out of the treasure pack again. Rainbow foil, very beautiful card, full art on one side, and then you get the text on the other side. Really like this card. It's sitting at $10.55 right now. High low, $7 is the low. High is $11. So we're sitting at the high on this card. Again, you get this out of the treasure pack, and every treasure pack has either a gold Kiss Rum, or a golden cog as a protector card. I want to talk about this one a little bit because this one's very rare. I've been streaming box openings of high seas for the last couple weeks. Still have not opened one of these yet. I think last week we opened 13 gold packs, 0 Gold Kiss Rum. Before that, a couple cases, 0 Gold Kiss Rum as well. And I do think this is pretty rare. If you look at that inventory at 25, I think that's what we're seeing there. And I think as Sea Legs becomes maybe tested out in more brute decks and things like that, maybe this becomes a little bit thin on the inventory. I guess what I'm saying is if I didn't have one of these, I'd be picking one up at $10. All right, Chum Friendly First Mate. So this is obviously the auto 3 of Ally in the Gravy deck. So currently right now, non-foil, $34.99. That card, that's a good price for that. That's not cheap. Inventory, 25 on these. Again, 3 of in every Gravy deck. So Gravy's very popular right now. 3-month high-low. Again, I don't know what's up with the 30-cent error there, but it was just a one-off. I think the low is in the low 20s, mid 20s, around there. High is $44.95. Again, probably a pre-order price. It's like a must card. And I guess I want to talk about it a little bit because I come back from the days where I saw dragons drop, and the Majestic Dragon non-foils were just like a buck or two all the time. But it seems like Chum might be a little bit harder pull, especially with how the Majestics are shaking out in this set, especially with 24 on TCG Player. So I'll be interested in keep a look on the inventory on this. If we see that inventory go up as Gravy maybe falls off a bit, I know currently he's taken his lumps in the German National Championship, and we got to see where it falls for Canada. But he is definitely not sweeping Nats at the moment. So maybe we see some more inventory of Chum come on, and then we drop down from that $34. But if it stays this thin, this price is going to stick. All right, Dead Threads. So Legendary from High Seas, currently sitting at $71.50. The Cold Foil Treasure Pack card only. EA, beautiful card. $227.99. We got 86 rainbow foils on TCG Player right now. 35 cold foils. 3-month high-low on the rainbow foil. 70 is the low, so we're right at that 70 mark. Highs 125. Probably a pre-order number again, as it always shakes out to be in these early weeks. This one's interesting. Locked to Gravy at the moment. He is the only Necromancer. 86 rainbow foils. I think that's why you see that number at 86 though. Necromancer very popular. Gravy very popular. Still 86 of them on TCG Player at 71. My personal opinion, I think we see this fall down. You can see from the graph there, it's falling. I think if you're playing Gravy, you already have your Dread Threads or you already opened it. And we'll just start seeing this trickle down like you do on TCG Player normally. Just 86 is a lot to get through. So keep an eye on this one. I think if you don't have a Dead Threads right now, you probably want to just watch it. And if you don't have to buy it right now, you can maybe get it for a little bit cheaper than this. Oh, wait. What? We got 7 cards this week? Yes, we do. We got bonus time here. Another Legendary. And I thought, you know what? This is a good extra card because we just talked about Dead Threads and how it has 86 on TCG Player. And we can talk about the gold baited hook now. So pirate equipment, very important. 3 pirates in the game right now. All 3 want to play this gold baited hook. It is a very strong card to steal gold and to create gold, which pirates love to do and need it for their hero abilities. Rainbow foil sitting at 86.27. Cold foil again out of the treasure pack, 149 to 175. There's like double listings on TCG Player. Sometimes they do that. Kind of screws things up. So before you go buy that 170 version, look for the non-treasure version on TCG Player. They're currently at 149. 32 rainbow foils on TCG Player, 14 cold foils. That's much different. That's the effect of 3 heroes being able to play it. Even though Puffin's not competitively viable right now, or she hasn't been figured out, and or Marlin, players that play those heroes are picking these up, reducing that inventory down. Now, $86, that's sitting above where the Dead Threads is. With this low inventory, it's probably going to hover around this price for a minute, right? From the high-low, 76 is the low, highs at 124. So, these cards are very comparable, but the difference is one's locked to 1 hero, and there's 3 heroes that must have this card. So just keep an eye on that one. I think that's super interesting because these cards are like almost mirror images of each other in price right now, but the inventory is very different. All right, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks, everybody. And remember, 2,000 sub giveaway. Check me out on Twitter or Blue Skies. You can see the pinned link there to sign up through the Google Forms. And then once we hit that 2,000, we're going to be shipping out some cool merch from Fab. Check you next time. Peace.